Hello everyone, this is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. I want to thank the person who sent me a really nice Bitcoin present the other day. Thank you for your generosity. And if people want to see my Bitcoin address, it's in the notes with all the important links that will go with this video. The notes section is going to have a lot of links today. Speaking of Bitcoin, very fast, because we're going to talk about Ethereum Classic. Bitcoin, I think on Tuesday, was the highest volume day ever in trading. I'm pretty sure. There's clearly a lot of support in the low 500s since that crashed Coinbase. So you can think of it that way. I think it's back up to $560 now. Again, I'm long term, so it doesn't really affect me. I'm not a panic person. All right. Ethereum Classic, not a scam. Don't be a victim of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's so many different levels of FUD when it comes to Ethereum Classic and the people yelling about it being a scam. I mean, some are just obvious FUDders in their tweets. I mean, it's just totally obvious, the lies, and just it's kind of disgusting. But I mean, at least they're being obvious about it. Some are really mean-spirited and greedy, and some of them are just kind of subliminal about it too. I mean, there's just a lot of hate that's trying to promote this FUD, and it's unfortunate because this is just a bad climate in the crypto world. And I think, again, Ethereum Classic and Ethereum can get along, and I want to get into that. Ethereum Classic is not a scam. The people who said it and the people who knew it when they said it are doing it in a really not so transparent attempt to boost their own portfolios and hurt the other side, hurt Ethereum Classic. And they're actually hurting their listeners and the people who watch them, who have dumped this free insurance. Ethereum Classic, if you had Ethereum beforehand, you got free Ethereum Classic. And it's free insurance in case something goes wrong with Ethereum. And these FUDders and people screaming about Ethereum Classic being a scam, they discouraged their listeners for false reasons. And it's not right, it's wrong. The people who were yelling about Ethereum Classic being a scam, I just wonder if those people dumped their coins. Because if they dumped their Ethereum Classic, then okay, maybe they did believe it was a scam. But if they're telling people that it's a scam and they're keeping their coins, I mean, that's just disgraceful. That's just disgraceful. They're using it as a form of insurance, which it should be used as if you owned Ethereum before the fork. Definitely. So it'd be interesting to see if they kept this scam, if they still own this scam that they're still calling a scam. Again, Ethereum Classic is as much of a scam as Ethereum is. I mean, they're the same exact thing. And most of this planet Earth has no idea what Ethereum anything is. So think of it that way. People like to say that this scenario, this forking scenario, was unexpected. But Tone Vays, in a video I will link to, predicted a parity type of situation a year ago when he was talking about a possible Bitcoin split. And again, the video is kind of long. I'll tell you what to watch. The host is kind of rambling on sometimes. All the people that like to rip on Tone for calling Steam a Ponzi. I mean, he did predict this scenario that we're seeing with Ethereum Classic, and when he was, he was very wise on the hard fork with being someone who could predict what can happen during a hard fork. So we'll link to that. And again, I think Tone is correct. He said that things are going to even out between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. He's actually still saying this to this day, that there'll be parity between the two. Ethereum used to be worth 0.022 Bitcoin. So I think both could end up adding up to more than that. But let's be conservative here, and I think Ethereum Classic should get close to Ethereum and hit 0.01 Bitcoin, which is around $5.60 today, $6 if Bitcoin gets back to $600. And that scenario, I don't see how that's so hard to imagine. That you'll end up with a Ethereum Classic at 0.01 for a little while, or maybe 0.011, and Ethereum at 0.012, 0.013, very close, maybe equivalent, who knows? But they're heading toward that parity type of situation, and where I think 0.01 is very likely for Ethereum Classic. And guess what? As I'm making this video, Ethereum Classic has dropped. It's dropped from its high of the day, but I'm still making this video because I think Tone is logical in what he says and the reasons that he gives. And you can tweet him and ask him even more specifics if you want to. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong if they get to parity. Once they reach that same price, Ethereum holders from before the fork are fully insured because they also have Ethereum Classic. It'll still add up to the same or maybe more. If they didn't dump, if they didn't listen to these FUD people who are saying it's a scam, they'll be totally cool. Things will go back to normal, and both will grow as the powers that be pump up Ethereum, and maybe they pump up Ethereum Classic too, and Ethereum Classic follows. Parity will be the end of the major turbulence in the Ethereum Classic world that has been going on since the DAO attack. So once they hit that parity mark, then everyone can go their own way. Everything will be calm. They will both start to rise again. People will start to hype them up. Everyone can be friends. And Ethereum will be back on that path that it was on beforehand. This is what I believe. I don't know if Tone would say that last part. He doesn't like Ethereum at all, but he does believe in the parity between the two, that it will happen. Don't listen to all the flippers who are talking about their scenarios about this. You've got to, they're giving these technicals and stuff. I wouldn't look too much into the technicals of trading. I'm never, I think that in this scenario, you've got to look at the hash rate ratio between the two. I'll give a link to a very awesome Ethereum Classic comparison page. I think I've given this link before. But the hash rate ratio between the two should be very close to following the price ratio between the two. So Ethereum Classic keeps on gaining with hash rate, and it will get up to the same hash rate eventually, I believe, just like it will get up to the same price eventually. Those ratios will be very close. In relation to the crazy Tuesday that we had yesterday, the price of Bitcoin was dropping beforehand. So you better believe that some of the investors who had bought Bitcoin around $400 and saw the price, going below $600, wanted to cash out and jump on this Ethereum Classic thing, which they believed was on the way up, maybe to $6, and maybe they think of the same parity thing that I'm talking about. And some of these Bitcoin people were using it as a safe haven from Bitcoin crashing, and it worked out real well for them when Bitcoin did have that crash because of Bitfinex. It worked out great for them yesterday that some of them jumped into Ethereum Classic. And I'm not saying to do that, but I just wanted to elaborate on some of the stuff that went on yesterday. And something to remember, selling your Ethereum Classic earlier in the day when it was like $3.25 for Bitcoin, you're getting some bang for your buck when it comes to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's under $600. You're getting Bitcoin on sale from this rising Ethereum Classic. Had Bitcoin stayed around $650, you wouldn't be able to use your Ethereum Classic to pick up Bitcoin as cheap as you're getting Bitcoin now using Ethereum Classic. Although now Ethereum Classic has dropped again. So I'm just talking about earlier in the day. Anyway, there's a lot of different ways of looking at this, because for me, it's always about gaining more Bitcoin. I have not looked at the price of Ethereum Classic in dollars. I don't give a darn. I care about how much Bitcoin Ethereum Classic can get me, and I'm thinking it's going to get up to 0.01. You're going to be able to get one Ethereum Classic will be able to get you 0.01 of a Bitcoin. Some people are, and by the way, there is no logical Ethereum holder out there can be dumping their Ethereum Classic right now. I mean, just in case that this parity situation happens, they need insurance. So I don't know if you want to dump to be spiteful, you're only being spiteful toward yourself, man. Some people are talking about odd conspiracies, like stuff about groups of people pumping up Ethereum Classic, or Barry Silbert pumping up Ethereum Classic, some master manipulator pumping out up a Ethereum Classic. And there's no conspiracy. It's just a three-pronged logic. Insurance from parity, the inevitability of parity, and a safe haven for Bitcoin holders at times during this uncertainty with Bitcoin. You hold Ethereum Classic for a short time, sell it back, you end up with more Bitcoin. I'm not saying to do that, but that's just, I'm telling you about the three-pronged reasons that aren't conspiracy reasons why we're seeing, why Ethereum Classic is growing. Vinny Lingham, and more, of course, more miners are mining and getting the hash rate up. But I mentioned that before, and as the hash rate goes up, the price will go up. Vinny Lingham, I found the video. It's a very interesting video. I will link to it. He rips on Ethereum. He's not a big altcoin guy. He says he knows corporate people who have taken a step back after the events of the DAO attack and all that craziness that happened now a month ago or whatever. On a conclusionary note here, I was very sad to hear some Baltimore news about the great Chris Delaporte, known as the Park Advocate in Baltimore. He's legendary, a great man. He is a liberal guy, and he's a Vietnam veteran. He taught me about government inefficiency, though, and the park system, and he first showed me in real life how there's no point in building something in terms of the government. They love to build new things if you can't maintain the old buildings and parks and everything. You just end up with a bunch of more stuff to maintain, and that never ends, and that's why the government keeps on spending more and more money on maintaining things. They should fix things before they get new things. But everybody likes pretty new things. Anyway, he definitely helped develop my views on fiscal responsibility, and he will be missed very much, and he was a very good man. Chris Delaporte of Baltimore.